Alright guys, so those of you that know me know I love Rozhok. I think it's the #1 place to land, but that's catered towards my style. My style is more of like, I really like to land, get guns, and action. I like action. I don't quite play just for the win. I want action. I want to play the game. It's not looting simulator for me. So this whole video I'm going to show you guys kind of my strategy for Rozhok, how I like to run it, what I'm thinking, and all kind of stuff, and show you some tips and tricks. So hopefully this helps. So as you see right now, we're dropping into to Rozhok over here. Of course, I try to play rooftops essentially, which you'll see at the very end of the video. I show like a map of Rozhok and I kind of paint out everything for you. But always land rooftops because I feel like it's just there's a big possibility of. And I want you to see something real quick before we go. You're going to see how I loot the building. Notice I run by, open the door, and then come back and check, so you don't waste time. But anyway, so with Rozhok, I feel like there's a possibility of there's more action, possibility of guns. Even if you don't get guns right away, then there's still ability to kind of just chill and hang on a roof and kind of wait to kill somebody and all kind of stuff. Whereas if you land kind of school, if you don't get a gun, you kind of die immediately. So it's action. If you get a gun, it's the best experience ever. But if you don't, so what? So I think this is pretty like one of the best places to land, if I would say. So the strat you're seeing, the path I'm running is pretty much the same route that I run every single time. I'll change it depending on where people land. Like if a lot of people land rooftops, then I probably won't go there. But this is generally where I go every single time. Southside Rozhok.
Take your sack. No, turn inside out.
You better fucking be in the kitchen.
Now you see this house right here. So this house is houses like this. There's a couple. I'm gonna show you kind of how to run and loot this thing. Again, I run right in. I come up and I do the same thing. I run by, open the door, check the back thing, and then come back, see what's in there. Nothing. There's two ways to exit this house. You can jump on the balcony, crouch, and walk right out, or just straight crouch and C. Jump and C, and your guy will jump right out the window. It's good to get out of windows like that, especially if you're in a pinch. The regular rooftops have these little balconies you can kind of walk around. You'll see in a second. I get a little kill up here. Pretty easy to peek. Most people tend to not exactly where you're at. So you're gonna see this guy walks up. He's gonna look to his left. Caught off guard. Gives me a bunch of free loot. Now this here is far north near a warehouse. I try to always peek right. It's a little easier to lean out. A lot of people again run up here and look straight left as they go, so they don't check behind the door. A little easy spot for you to kind of hide a little bit. And then you got these little rooftop type things that you can kind of rain hell from above on top of these guys. It's always always trying to give your opponent like a little surprise attack. Anything that you can get the advantage you want to take. Now these buildings sometimes nobody's expecting you to sneak in the back door, so the way to get in there you have to jump and press C at the same time. So you can sneak right in. Now as you're gonna see, it's this big hill right here. This big hill is important because it's like some parts of it you can't run up, some parts you can. I'm gonna show you like right in the center here. This is like one of the easiest ways to run up. Some people try to run up where the tower is and they always get stuck, and it's like easy to kill them. Don't let that happen to you. Now we're back on this rooftop. I'm gonna show you this little jump here. I like to sometimes go here. You jump right up on top of this guy. Everybody's looking rooftops. Nobody's actually looking like the actual roof. You know what I mean? Now these buildings right here, it's a two-story that actually doesn't have a rooftop like platform like most. You can actually still jump on top of them. I see right now Zaref trying to jump up. My friend Zaref trying to jump up right now. It is a little difficult for it to jump up. I tend to mess this up a lot, but you'll see I mess up a couple times. But it is very it's a game changer, man. If you got somebody's coming to raid your building and you're able to jump up and get on that roof real quick, dude, people think you jump off and they have no idea what's going on. Again, you have to crouch jump to get up onto the door, and you have to get a little running start to do it. As you can see right here, this is where I get another kill. This guy comes down. Welcome, big guy. Hi. The guy wasn't expecting any of that. Now this building right here, this is the east side Rozhok. There's a single story and there's a double story with a rooftop. I like to sometimes, if you got guys on the east coming over or on the south coming over, sometimes giving them a little bit of surprise is right here. Now the downfall with this is you don't have an exit other than jumping off. You can't get back to the rooftop, but it definitely catches people off guard on where you're laying at. You can also peek inside the building here. So if somebody's running in and like kind of running down the hallway, quick little shots, get a little kill. Sometimes you can shoot them as they run up the balcony. just kind of giving it a surprise. Now, what you're gonna see here, here's the map of Rozhok. So this is what I was talking about, my game plan that I'm looking at. So I'm gonna mark red as like where enemies tend to land, and then green's just gonna be like my route, and we'll just go from there. So first thing, landing in this top area north is like landing at military base. It's very, very risky. Everybody goes there. So if you don't get a gun right away, kind of in trouble. They usually push down to Monopoly and then run across to the right. Some go down to bottom Monopoly, and they kind of do their loots. Now over to east side, sometimes people land there. They'll push right in, just like those routes that I'm showing. And then some people land just dead smack in the center. Only time I go center is when everybody has landed like south side and I need to run. I'll go right for rooftops. Now as you see, here's where I land, where I just circled. Both those markers are 2 different rooftops. Me and my teammates, we run duos, we try to land there. And like I said, I try to play a rooftop game. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to highlight all of the rooftops in blue. Like I said, throughout Rozhok, I try to play a rooftop game. I feel like the rooftops give you an advantage to where you can outplay people. You have higher ground. You can see what's going on, and you don't have to worry about people just popping out and getting a quick tap on you. Now, some of the rooftops you do have to be aware that you can get shot from certain areas, but you'll learn all that experience stuff as you go. But for the most part, rooftops are where to go. Now, here's where I like to run. So always running across south side. I always loot far south. It's easy because guys have to cross the road to get to you. So if you have full south side, easy. Then I push into the first rooftop. Then I push into the next rooftop, and then I'm going to push over here finally to east side where I like to finally hold for Rozhok. Now, when I push rooftops, I'm going to show you exactly where I'm like focused on looking. It's always going to be depending on where other people land and stuff like that. But generally, first rooftop I'm looking north. Next rooftop, I'm looking west to make sure I can kill anybody. When I come over there, I'm looking east because I've already dealt with west by the time I've pushed to that. And then when I come over to the east side, I've killed everybody in Rozhok. Now I'm just looking south because after like a minute or two, people are going to start, after a couple minutes actually, people are going to start pushing from school, which you see right down there. They're going to start making their way up to Watertown. So if you're hanging out south side too long, you're going to get shot from behind on those rooftops. Well, I can see everything from that, from Rozhok on east side over there. So, and then now you got this other little area off on the side. Some people tend to land over here. It's not very thing, but they can actually see the rooftop where you're at east side. Just keep that in mind. I think Rozhok's a great place to land, so hopefully this helps, guys. Enjoy.